You ever hear a song or see a dance for the very first time, but it feels ancient? Like it's got this weight, this history you can't quite put your finger on? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. We're talking about a cultural phenomenon that just hits you like that. It's vibrant, it's defiant, and it's called Qhumblaqhia. Let's break it down. So, that big question. What is Qhumblaqhia? The thing is, it's not just a genre of music, and it's not just a style of dance. It's, well, it's kind of a living, breathing thing. An expression of history, of power. Look, the best way to understand it is to just feel it. So, let's hear it. Okay, right off the bat, you feel that, right? That raw, confident, crunk energy. It just hits you. It's like a challenge, but also an invitation. It's basically saying, yeah, you can move, but what are you bringing to this floor? And then comes this line. The imagery is just, wow. Sajila spin like moon in blaze. The dance, which they call Sajila, it's not just a simple spin. It's a whole celestial event. You can almost feel the heat from that, see the light, and it's all being powered by this super deep ancestral rhythm underneath. And boom. This is the line that just nails it. This isn't some flash-in-the-pan trend you'll see on social media for a week and then forget. No way. This is a fundamental, core expression, it's identity, made visible. It is literally soul on feet. So that's the vibe, that's the feeling it gives you. But what's actually in it? What makes it tick? Let's get into the nitty-gritty and really deconstruct the DNA of this thing. Okay, so let's put a formal definition to it. Qhumblaqhia. And let's all say it together so we get it right. Qhumblaqhia. At its core, it's a genre of music. But the name itself, come on, it translates to thread rhythm of the sacred night pulse. That right there tells you we are way past simple beats. This is deep, it's spiritual, and it's all about the rhythm. And what's so cool is that the name itself is a perfect fusion. Just look at the word, the Qhumba part. That's pulling from the rhythm, the hip movement of cumbia. Then you've got Lakia. That's an Arreqqana word for a kind of radiant spiritual fusion. Even that little ku at the beginning hints at this sacred coiled-up energy. It's like a whole history of influences packed into one single word. This chart really gives you the sonic DNA. You've got that heavy, pulsing swagger from crunk. That's the foundation. Layered on top, you have the ancestral, rolling hip sway of cumbia. Then, for that little bit of shine, that melodic shimmer, that's pure disco. And what's holding it all together, giving it that soul? The spiritual heat of Arreqqana. You take away any one of these, and the whole thing just falls apart. And if you had to boil it all down to one phrase, this is it. This is the whole aesthetic in a nutshell. It's this beautiful cycle of energy, right? The hip spiral, that movement ignites the spirit, the threads, and then the entire vibe, the community, the night itself, it chants back at you. So good. Now, a sound with this much power, this much history, you know it's got to have a physical language to go with it. So let's talk about how all this energy gets expressed through the body. Let's talk about the dance, the sajala. That's the big question, isn't it? How on earth do you dance to that? How do you move your body to a sound that's got crunk, cumbia, disco, and sacred chant all rolled into one? Well, turns out the answer is just as complex and just as beautiful as the music itself. So allow me to introduce you to Sajila Qhumblaqhia. And yeah, the name literally means dance of the sacred pulse thread. It's directly tied to the music. Make no mistake, this is not just some choreographed routine. This is a sacred street style, and it comes right from the coastal regions of Arreqqana. And the thing that's just so mind-blowing about this dance is how it holds all these contradictions, you know? It's joyful, but it's also defiant. It's playful, but it's deeply ritualistic. And you can actually see that in the moves. You've got this ancient, almost delicate footwork and these flowing hip spirals. And then bam, they're mixed with these raw, powerful, hard-hitting crunk stops. It's everything all at once. But look, these moves are not just random. It's not just a bunch of stuff thrown together. Every single element has a purpose. It has a story. So let's zoom in a little and look at the meaning behind the movement. Okay, so the whole dance is built on 5 core elements, and each one tells part of the story. You start with the quistride, that's the thread stomp. It's about planting your feet and claiming your space. Then that energy moves up into the Lucar spiral, those incredible hip swirls.
From there, it goes to your hands, tracing sigils of power with the Pulse. Then you've got the flow switches, where you just kind of let the beat take you, and it all builds to this moment, the Natik break. It's this powerful pose that's basically you declaring your own inner divinity. Awesome.
All right, let's circle back to the song for a sec. Remember that line from the chorus, "Flame in my bones when I call Lala A"? Turns out that line is the key to, well, everything. That name, Lala A, it represents that sacred fire that's inside all of us.
And that is not just some pretty poetry, okay? That feeling, that flame in your bones, that is the entire point of the dance. It's not about putting on a show for other people. It's about invoking that power from deep inside yourself.
And this right here is where the philosophy behind it all really shines. There's a line in the final chorus that goes, "Don't chase the look, trace the flame." And that's not a suggestion. It's a direct instruction. This dance isn't about perfectly copying someone else's moves to look cool. It's not about your ego. It's about finding and tracing that internal fire, invoking your power, and letting your soul take the lead. So that whole philosophy leads to a few key principles, or you could call them rules of expression. First, never rush the thread. It's all about patience, confidence, and control. Second, your face is part of the dance. It's total expression. Even your clothes are part of it. They have to move with you. And finally, and this is a big one, group sync is power. When a whole crew gets locked in together, man, that shared energy is incredible. It's like you can literally see those threads weaving together right in front of you. Okay, so we've got the sound, we've got the movement, we've got the philosophy, but where does this all actually happen? Where does this thread ignite out there in the real world? And the answer is kind of everywhere, and in totally different ways, which is what's so wild. You'll see it in the raw, competitive energy of a street battle in the middle of the city, but you'll also find it in the quiet, focused intensity of an offering inside a temple hall. It's the engine for these huge, joyful, glow-light disco parades, and it's at the very heart of sacred clan celebrations. It just proves how it can be so deeply personal and, at the same time, powerfully communal. It's street and it's sacred. And ultimately, that's what the thread is all about. It's the big metaphor, right? It's the connective tissue. It's the thing that weaves the music, the movement of the body, and that fire in your spirit all together into one single, unified, powerful expression. So I want to leave you with this one final thought. We've seen that Qhumblaqhia is all about tracing this sacred thread through rhythm and movement. So think about it for a second. If your own personal history, your story, was a rhythm, a thread connecting everyone who came before you to the person you're becoming, what would that rhythm sound like? And what name would you give it?